the Fat Beans Roasting Laboratory on Wednesday. Belvarte, looks like you already found the new emote. That is Bean Man 1. So, the Bean Man 1 emote is live for everyone who has subscribed. Looking at the audience right now, that's you. So, enjoy that. As the stream grows, I'll have more options. I'll have more access to different emotes, and in so doing, I will create them. Just to give you a little preview of some other emotes I have. Here's the full litany. I think some of these ones are tied to just things that like rewards that you get for doing different stream stuff. Not sure if there's a full rundown of what's available, but as we get more subscribers ones, we'll add more. So tell me what you think about Bean Man 1. Feel free to use Bean Man 1 as we kind of start charging along here. So just getting all set up in the laboratory here. Going to be doing a little bit of order fulfillment tonight. So we got a request for some beans. So we will be making those fat beans tonight. So that's exciting. Hope your Wednesday is going good. Belvarte, I hope you're staying safe, staying healthy. Enjoying your second spring break, as it were. All right, so you got a request. Somebody said they'd like to try some fat beans. Someone here in the local Kansas City area. So I've decided to step out of my comfort zone with the new roaster and just start fulfilling orders. Sometimes you just gotta jump in order to make things happen. So Kyle taught me the AeroPress and the process of how to make it. I'm enlightened. You are enlightened now. Good, that's good to hear. You can watch me make mine tonight and see how your experience measures up to what I'm doing and see if it all makes sense. Feel free, Belvarte, if you need me to walk you through something I'm doing when I make my coffee here in a minute. I'm always happy to help. We're letting our water warm up. We're letting our machine warm up. Warming up seems to be the word of the day right now. So we'll let Judy here get all pepped up and ready for I don't know why. All right, so we got it all set up and ready to go. Welcome in, everybody, as we're starting to file in here. Want to show off, there it is. You are a subscriber to the chat. That is Bean Man 1 that Belvarte just put for the chat. So Bean Man 1 is our very first emote for the stream. That's it. Tell me what you think about Bean Man 1. Again, if you are a subscriber to the show, you now have access to our very first emote. As our subscribers and followers continue to grow, we'll continue to add new emotes to the show. And just a quick give you a quick insight of what they're going to be, they mostly will just be the Bean Man doing Bean Man thing. So, wow, what is... Hold on. Got a little bit of technical difficulties here. Give me a minute while I try to come to terms with what's going on. We are live, so... Why the machine gonna give us fits tonight? Not what we want. Not how we want to do business. There we go. All right. Well, sorry about that. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Those ruining our night, but seems something was a little off, but we are back on track. All right. Got Judy warming up. We're going to be doing a pound of Burundi coffee for an order that we got in. This individual that ordered this coffee, she said that she wasn't ready to start drinking black coffee. She wanted to primarily drink with cream still. The nice thing about the Burundi, if any of you out there in Beanland have tried it, probably not. It's been in a pretty tight circle, but the Burundi is really flexible. It can be taken light, it can be taken medium, but the nice thing about this Burundi is even if it's taken medium, it tends to allow a lot of unique flavors no matter how you choose to roast it. Brew it. So if you put it through an AeroPress or a pour over, it will maintain some of the higher fruitier notes. And if you put it in a drip coffee maker or another kind of mass production coffee maker, it still kind of holds those chocolatey notes really, really well, or it displays those chocolatey notes rather. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt them, see if they like this. Now, if they're like more chocolatey, well, then we can change the roast up a little bit and even make it more chocolatey. But for now, I'm going to let them try this, see what they think, and just try to get some feedback. They try this and they love it. Boom, we are good. Thanks to the AeroPress, the Burundi, delicious and chocolatey. So there you go. A sign that is pretty much what we'll be making tonight. Not the exact same Burundi, but very similar. And the Burundi I was just reading is one of those coffees that is just kind of stormed onto the coffee scene. 10 years ago, they were an afterthought, and some investors, some farmers, they got together, scientists, and they've really turned Burundi into one area that everyone is really talking about and getting super excited about. So Burundi, if you've never heard of it before, it is a small country in Africa. You're probably going to be hearing a lot about it if you're any sort of coffee drinker, because it sounds really kind of foreign compared to your Costa Ricas or your Panamas, and it's making some really delicious coffee. Hopefully the individual who gets her hands on this will like it, and we will be in business. Their water ready. Belvarte, I'll just give you a little walkthrough about what I'm doing here. So I'm putting in roughly 230 grams of water, filling the entire AeroPress chamber. This is an inverted method. This is a little different method than what you may have seen me do in the past. I've filled the chamber essentially to the top. Just going to give it 5 agitations, just to kind of push any sort of gas bubbles out top. It for stirring. And then we'll let that sit for 1 minute. After 1 minute, we'll flip it and we'll see what we got here as far as our brew goes. Kyle taught you that? Good. I'm glad to see that your quarantine is serving you well What is going on? All right. Might be the shortest roast show we've ever had. Machine doesn't said it was really gassy. That's not good. You have any other tips for me as far as gassy goes? Was it gassy or grassy? Really gassy. That's something I need to I'd like to investigate a little bit more. Just kind of ask a little bit more questions. If it's grassy, then I know exactly what the problem is. Got me nervous. Bloom was super foamy. Okay. So yeah, not sure if it needs to degas, it might benefit from degassing a little bit longer. Granted, we made that a week ago, so 6 days ago. See if that bloom stays really gassy. I haven't noticed anything different. Sometimes a little bit fresher, might be a little bit gassier blooms. That's kind of why I agitate the AeroPress a little bit to push that gas out. But did it mess with the flavor at all? Kind of darker. That might be potentially what was some of the gassy. I did tend to go a little dark. That was twofold. I knew Veronica was going to get some of it, so tended to paint in some notes that she might enjoy too. It's kind of why it is a little bit darker. Still medium on the overall, but that was one of my secret things I did there. Not secret, I told you. So, overall, Kyle Ross, did you like it? Got notes for it? That is probably the first medium roast that I've ever let anyone else taste off the machine. So, if you do have a note on that, please pass that along. Because we're about to basically just do that same roast again. Thought it was good with milk. All right, well, that's good. And we'll just make some adjustments, because the nice thing is, as long as it's tasting really good, we can make some baby adjustments and just make it taste amazing. That's the beautiful part about coffee, is that it's not like we're going from terrible to great. We go from great to super great, and there's nothing wrong with that. Great to super great is a great problem to have. So we've gotten through our technical difficulties here. We'll let our machine warm up a little bit. Feel free to keep trying out the new emote, just to see if you enjoy it, see if it's something you like, something you want to keep. Early on, I can always change emotes, change things around. So if you just hate Bean Man 1, let me know. Make some adjustments to it. I seem to like it, so if that matters at all. Yay, coffee. I would say it. I don't know how to get Bean Man. Okay, Ross, we'll get you subscribed when we can, but it's a subscriber only thing right now. I don't know. I wish I could just give it to everybody. K Ross, as soon as you get enough bean points, just go ahead and click it and check it out. So good to see you back again. How are you drinking coffee at night? Well, I got a superhuman superpower. It's called Two Small Kids. So with 2 young children, it doesn't even faze me. So I'm not going to say that caffeine doesn't affect me, because caffeine does affect me. It's just that it needs a lot of caffeine to really affect me. So as long as I don't go more beyond 1 cup, I probably be okay. So if nothing else, I could always be awake a little bit longer. So, but I guarantee as soon as I go to sleep tonight, it's just going to be out. So that is the one, I guess, benefit of having kids, is that I can sleep no matter what now. But if you are not an avid coffee drinker, or you do not have 2 very young children who like to put you to your paces, I do not recommend drinking coffee really past 2 p.m. 2 p.m. for me is usually the shut off. I usually like to have my first cup by 9 a.m. and then be done by 2 p.m. That's just kind of my own ritual to it. I like to have a little bit of time to wake up before I have my first cup. I know that sounds kind of ironic, but 9 to 2, except for if I'm doing the bean show, and then I go right at it. So Lisa MB, good to see you in the chat. Glad to have you back. Try out Bean Man 1. That is the first there. So get ready to make a cup of coffee every day next week. I've gotten addicted during extended spring break. Well, I make a cup of coffee every day. Hell, I make 2 cups. 3 if I'm having a bad day. So I got you covered, Belvarte. Oh, but there it is. Look at that, Bean Man 1. All right, so as I've been kind of promoting, I'm going to get Judy up to speed here. She had a little bit of technical difficulties. We had to talk with her. She's ready to go. Feeling mature now. So Judy is ready when we are. Gotta let her heat up. Then we will be doing a production batch of Burundi. And by production batch, I just mean somebody in the Kansas City area said that they want to try it. So early on in the fat beans business, I'm just trying to get as many different types of customer palates so I really can start to, I guess you would say, proof the business, where we get a bunch of different type of customers. We get very knowledgeable customers. We get casual drinkers. We get all sorts of types of coffee drinkers. Let them try the coffee and then get their overall feedback. That is what we are doing right now in an effort to perfect what we can do. So once we start really pushing this out, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable in saying, this is some great coffee, come get it. But early on, just want to make sure that what I'm tasting is what everyone else is tasting, and if that's the case, then we'll start pumping out coffee like nobody's business down here. Get ready for that. Also, Julie and I will be doing a brewing show. Sorry, I'm just making a little bit of modifications here to some of the setup. Don't mind me. Julie and I will be doing a brewing show starting on Saturday. And really what we're going to call it is the State of the Fat Beans Show. So if you have any questions about how Fat Beans Coffee Lab is going, or talk about any sort of new things we're doing as we're trying to figure out what this is. If you're aware of the story, during quarantine, I started roasting with a small roaster, Judy 1. I'll bring her out here in a minute. Then, we started letting other people try it. People said, hey, this doesn't taste too bad. In fact, it tastes really good. I said, it's kind of crazy. It's super simple. All you got to do is follow a couple of rules, get good beans, follow good roasting practices, make sure you're drinking the coffee as fresh as possible. Got some good feedback, so we upgraded to Judy 2, a bigger machine, and we decided to start saying, all right, there's no way I can probably make more coffee than I can drink on this machine. So as I come down here and stream shows, the extra coffee that I make, we're going to start seeing if anybody wants it. So that's what phase we're at right now, but we'll give you guys a good chance to get an update. We'll also update you on anything about the stream, kind of how the stream is going, how, everything there. I mean, it has been a very exciting week getting affiliates. So now we are officially affiliated, and some of you have subscribed. Thank you for that. Your support is always greatly appreciated as I try to figure out what this Twitch thing is. So, go there. We'll also talk about some different ideas you have. I would subscribe to a Coffee of the Month club. You feature a different bean or roasting approach each month. Just an idea. We start buying whatever you ship whenever that happens, though. Start buying whatever you ship. So, oh, look at Kyle saved up for Bean Man 1. You know, we've thought about that, Lisa. Well, and we'll talk about that more on Saturday. We are kind of looking at the idea of like a coffee subscription along with the You Call It roasting. So the You Call It roasting is simply somebody like one I'm doing tonight. Somebody kind of says what they want to try. I give it to them. They fall in love with it. I kind of record what they like and then kind of keep, kind of, I guess, the catered coffee idea. But we're also talking about maybe as we get a little more confident with the business, we get a little bit more elements like the website up, that a coffee of the month would be possible. So instead of doing the You Call It's where I roast a really large batch, now we're thinking of more of a local delivery within a 2 or 3 mile block. But I mean, we can always add shipping if it, You Call It. That's, I guess that's locked in now. So, but we can always add shipping to our repertoire if it becomes realistic. But what I don't want to do is get to the point where the shipping and the overhead is really taking away. I'm trying to fix a fair cost, and it's taking away from quality of the beans. Because one of the biggest issues down here is that I don't want to feel the pressure to get a really big machine to kind of create economy of scale, because I really like the idea of 1 or 2 roasts being personal. And I do like this kind of interaction with Twitch. I don't really, because there's not a lot of people roasting coffee on Twitch. I don't know why. But I think we have something unique here. And as we begin to figure out what that is, I think it could be kind of cool to see your coffee roasted or be able to go back and play back the show where your coffee was roasted. I still am very enamored with that idea, so I want to make sure that stays the primary focus. One thing I am thinking is, as you guys support the stream, I'm looking at saying, let's say I set a number that is more than fair, and let's say you reach that number. Let's say you're subscribing for a long period of time, or you've donated to the channel to try to update streaming elements. I want to make sure that you, as the person watching, always feels really connected to what we're doing down here in the stream. So what I'm thinking is maybe like we set a number that let's say hypothetically the number is like 4,000 bits. Now this is just a number I'm pulling off the top of my head. But if you reach 4,000 bits, which sounds kind of pyramid scheme, so walk me back if I'm being crazy. But if you reach, say, 4,000 bits, maybe at 4,000 bits, I just send you send me your address, and I just send you a free bag of coffee. So while you're contributing to the stream, even if you're like, well, I just like contributing to the stream, maybe we start setting up just kind of rewards, just to kind of play along with the show. That way you're getting something, you're still a part of it. For my long distance viewers, you can be like, all right, we can still get fat beans. And that way I'm able to kind of send something to the people who are watching every month, loyally. I think have to be watching loyally, but are supporting the stream, because really the support, and my only thing is I don't think monetary support's the only support you guys are doing. You guys being here while I'm down here is very important. So I'll answer that question here, and then I'll dump the coffee and get roasted. But bits, Art Velvet, they essentially are they're essentially Twitch's version of like tips. Now, they don't have a fair distribution, but it is tied to Twitch. So like 1 bit equals 1 penny. So 100 bits would equal $1. So I say like 40 bits would be $40. Now, I'm not really comfortable with just asking for open donations yet. So bits are like the Twitch's element. But as we kind of develop this, and you guys will kind of be need to be here too. We maybe can figure something out that is kind of cool as we build this show up a little bit to say like how do we incorporate the Twitch, because like I said, I do really think the Twitch element is something really unique and cool that we can do and build it to whatever it is, because like I said, nobody's roasting coffee on Twitch, so whatever we do, we'll be the first ones. So anyway, let me know what you think about that. I guess we could utilize fat beans too, which are show points, and just create what we think is a reasonable number of show watching points that are free, and the most loyal bean heads could maybe use fat beans to get something as well. So got just thousands of ideas swimming around in my head. So if you guys have any, like, I know that's putting a lot of pressure on you, you're just sitting relaxing at home on a Wednesday, but if you guys have any ideas, really, we're kind of building this community together. Like, I have things in my head. If you guys have things, like, we can always try to kind of powwow those out. So, like I said, I think this is unique and we should build on the uniqueness. So if you have any ideas about where you think it should go, just feel free to let me know. Also, let me know how you feel about the emote Beanman 1, excuse me, as it's new, just for you guys. So let me know what you think about that. All right, so here we go with the Burundi. There goes that Beanman 1. Look at that. So, glad, let me know what you think. I'm glad you're spamming the new emote. Made that just for you, Beanheads. So, Beanman 1. As we grow the channel, I'll have more opportunities to get more and more emotes. So, I'll keep making them for you. And that, again, like all things, if you have any suggestions, let me know on that as well. Other than that, we're going to try to take this up to yellowing. Try to keep it as close to it as much. Put an emote of Judy 1. That's a good idea. That's the next one. So the next emote we earn, which I think is 15 subscribers, we will put Judy 1. So as soon as they let me have another one, we will put up Judy 1. That's good looking out. All right, currently we are just trying to dry the beans out as quickly as possible. We're throwing quite a bit of heat at it. I have your emote sunglasses. Not quite sure what that is, but I'm interested. I gave your emotes. Oh yeah, you sure did. Look at that. Bean Man sunglasses. Look at me, Mom and Dad. Okay, so as far as what we're doing, I'm sticking pretty much to what I did last week. I like the results, so I don't want to make too many adjustments. Just going to try to follow a real steady curve here and get the coffee going in a good way. That is yellowed. Now, got a little better peek at the beanage here. Get a better scope here. Marker yellowing point. Roast is at a good place, normally where I like to be, so we'll keep everything the same for now. Pick our fan up just a little bit, try to slow down the rate of rise, skosh. Hopefully everyone's having a good week. We've already bridged the gap here, so there's 2 days left. Anyone do 2 days. So, springtime is here. Although it's springtime in the Midwest, which means rain, but here at Fat Beans, we are not opposed to a little bit of rain. We're rain fans. We're rain gang. Rain gang. Here we'll kick back, listen to the tune. Their first crack. Go ahead and make note of that. We're going to let this develop for about a little over they would actually what they would do, Lisa, is they would not split and crack. They would scorch and tip, meaning the tip of the bean would burn and the outside would scorch. And just looking at this roast, I think we might have gone a little too fast on it, to be honest with you. We'll see what the results are when it comes out, but just looking at the chart, it looks like we hit a lot of milestones very, very quickly. It's somewhat concerning. But we will just have to wait and see. Looks good. Smells good. No one likes scorched tips. I agree. We like frosted tips here in the Bean Lab, but we don't like scorched tips. Yeah, that may be just the world that we live in right now. We'll see. Don't like scorched tips. Bad. I never have this roast under control. Yeah, they look good. Okay, so overall look good. One note, I might have pushed the what is called the yellowing or the yellowing phase a little bit faster. That's not necessarily a bad thing. The only issue with pushing the yellowing faster, so we dried it and then it ran through the yellowing phase pretty quickly. The only issue that presents is that the overall coffee might be a little bit more harsh. I think that's I wouldn't say it's harsh per se, but that could be one of the possibilities here with this. Let it cool down a little bit. I don't think so. I think it's overall ended up, I was able to use my nose and my ears to kind of fix some things along the way. It did go a little faster than I wanted it to, and that could, sometimes when you roast things too fast, it does get a little bit harsh because the acid taste during that yellowing phase, that's when the acid is going to burn off. So if we don't give it enough time, go through that browning phase, the chocolatey flavors are they're going to kind of be limited in the roast. So what do we mean harsh? So harsh is generally what we'd say when acid flavors are really, really strong. So in a coffee that's built for acid, the flavors tend to be, I don't want to say mellow, but just kind of subtle enough that you will deal with them and actually you enjoy them. In other coffees, like a Brazilian, their acid doesn't have a very fruity flavor to it. So if the acid is too much on the Brazilian, it just tastes harsh. And what harsh generally means is it just tastes like there's an acid taste to it, and it's not good. So with a Brazilian, you want to stretch out the yellowing. What that does allows the chocolate and caramel and sugary flavors to start to happen. You could technically get a good looking color because the color is going to happen during the later parts of the roast. Once that first crack hits, that's when all of your color development's happening. So if you truly are aiming to get a very low acid chocolatey flavor, you need to let that yellowing phase kind of stretch out. What we just did there is what we would have done for a lighter roast, where we would kind of push it across the yellowing phase a little faster, let it color up a little bit for your sight, dump it out, and it would stay acidy. So this bean, I don't think that's what we did. I don't think we rushed it too fast. If we rushed it way too fast, it would have burnt. So the sugars would have not have developed at all. They would have burnt. And then everywhere on where it burns, especially on the outside and on the tips, there's no more flavor development. At that point, it's just burning over and over again. Not good food, not good eats, not good tastes. But I'm not ready to call this a success nor a failure. They look really good. They smell really good. I just want to I have some of this upstairs. So what I want to do is what I will do probably tomorrow during the day. Do a quick, just mash them up, throw some hot water on them, taste them real quick. If one is just too harsh, I'll just call it a dud. If it mellows out, we'll call it a win, and it is what it is. So that's just how the learning process goes. To be honest with you, a lot of roasters, not all, but when production becomes the only thing you're worried about, how much you can get done in a day's span, you tend to get that harshness because roasters don't want to lengthen the roast, especially if they think they can get something passable without lengthening it. So, will it get better? Yes, it will get better over a few days, but I want to know I want to know all the flaws quick. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so that is kind of why being able to watch the numbers is so important with this machine. It's also why small batches tend to be a little bit less harsh, because I'm just making them one at a time. And honestly, a minute here, a minute there, it doesn't matter to me. But if I'm making 70, 150 kilograms, that starts to matter, because if you're trying to make thousands of pounds a day, you gotta keep it rolling. If you have one machine, you want to keep it rolling as much as possible. So you're gonna put together a roast that you think. That's why roasters really have to take care if they want to start offering diverse flavors, because those flavors get captured. I mean, they're harder to capture. Wonder how many people could actually tell the difference besides you. So there it is, Lisa MB. That's the one thing. Once you show people good, they know bad. Like, you have to taste bad to know good, but once you know good, you can start finding bad a whole lot quicker. So that's kind of the double-edged sword, is that, you know, once you've had really good coffee, everything starts to try to live up to that cup. It's not always, and it's why you bring up a good point, Jay Brogan. The reason that I'm sending it out to people, especially people of very multiple palates, is because I can sit here and just get in the weeds. I can be like, that's great, because my coffee starts to taste like what I do. Like, my movements aren't super unique. So what that is going to mean is that I'm going to start to produce a certain flavor, you know, fat beans flavor. And just because I like it doesn't mean someone of a different flavor palette likes it. So I might be making really what I think is high-end coffee, but if 90% of the people I'm trying to sell to are not or do not like that flavor, then it's useless. Like, because I can make myself my own coffee, but if my goal is to sell it to people, I got to start understanding what they want. So you have to assume everyone is as picky as I am, but then you're right, you have to send it out to people and see if they like it or not. Because the bottom line is, these charts, these graphs, there's only one thing that matters. And the only thing that matters is, does it taste good? If it tastes good, and the people who are drinking it think it tastes good, then it's good. But there are some things you can stick to that you can be like, okay, this should make it taste better. That's kind of the game we play. That's the art side of it. That is the kind of, you know, the product side. What if I think Keurig tastes good? Well, then drink it. But, I mean, that's like saying, what if I think donkey spit tastes good? Drink that too. But, I mean, a lot of people think a lot of things taste good. Now, if you want to get a consensus vegetable beard of what people who tend to drink a lot of it seem to think after drinking a lot, there are consensuses to good over bad. And I've yet to hear someone consensus a Keurig tasting good. So that's just my opinion, I guess, but tends to be a pretty valid or viable opinion globally for people beyond. I've never heard someone say, I drink Keurig for the taste. In fact, Keurig has a built-in, it's got a built-in excuse. Like, I drink Keurig because it's fast. I drink Keurig because it's easy. So fast and easy. If that's your only goal to eating and drinking, like, well then yeah. But if you think Keurig tastes good, well then don't do anything. You've solved the mystery. Like someone that thinks that McDonald's cheeseburgers are the best cheeseburgers. Don't eat any other cheeseburger. Just eat those cheeseburgers. Because as soon as you eat you go and someone grills you a cheeseburger, you no longer can say a McDonald's cheeseburger tastes good. Fast. It's easy. Good. Truth. It's gotten me through plenty of afternoon classes. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a safety net. Like, it's the backup parachute. That doesn't mean I'm jumping out of the plane every time with the backup parachute. Hope I never have to use it, but it's there. Right there waiting. So, and it is what it is. It's caffeine. It's caffeine. So. Alright, well. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna think about this one for a little bit. My heart says it's good. But I'm gonna let my tongue jump in there. Well, yeah, if you got fat beans, drink fat beans. Straight up, that's facts. That's facts beans. If you can have fat beans, drink fat beans. Alright, well, we'll see. I'm going to think about it a little bit. That's the nice thing about being a small batch roaster. If I need to come down here and just do another batch, I will. It's not a big deal. Not a ton of margins. I'll drink it, but I'm going to make sure I taste test this before I let anyone else have it, because that's where I'm at. I'm at the early phases of my business, so I mean it pays to be a little bit finicky early on. I tend to think that the madness you cause for yourself early will cause enlightenment late. I don't think that's true. Sometimes you just gotta let things be, but I'm definitely going to rack my brain over this for a little bit, and I will let you know how it turns out. But aesthetically, look pretty good. I think be okay. So, all right. So, one last look at Bean Man 1. For those of you who have not seen the new emote, go ahead and push this as much as I can. So there's Bean Man 1 for all of you subscribers. If you like it, use it. If you hate it, let me know, and I can always come up with something new. Belvarte already kind of suggested a new emote of Judy 1, so I think the Judy 1 emote is definitely in the works. So Jay Brogren loves it. So Jay Brogren, once you get enough channel points, you can use it. That's Fat Beans 1. I'll show you a couple other I've been test driving. Here are some other emotes that I've been working on that those are attached to bits or something. I don't know how all this works. It's one thing I know about Twitch is it all has something. So might be biased since I took the picture. Yeah, there you go. So there are some other Fat Beans emotes for you to ponder on as well. That first one, I named it Lil Sipper. Second one is Pothead, and then there's 2 Money Beans. I don't know why there's only one. I'll have to make a new bean shot. Those are the new emotes. Well, like I mentioned before, ooh, look at there. Vegetable Beard, Bean Man 1. So, there it is. As we get more subscribers, we will have more access, I guess, to more Bean Men, and we'll get those made up as soon as possible, including the aforementioned Judy 1. So be looking for that. Let's see what else I have on my mind tonight before I let you guys skate into the abyss. I'm gonna roast tomorrow night as well. So I'll be back doing a experiment. That's where I'll give you a notes about what this is. So I'll let you know about that here in a little bit. Saturday, Julie and I will be in the kitchen, and we'll be doing what I'm referring to as a state of the Fat Beans, where we'll just be talking about some of this more integrated stuff, what we've learned, what we're doing, just kind of hang out and brew some coffee. So join us for that on Saturday. It should be a good time. Okay, yeah, I'll figure out how to put the emotes, make the emotes dance. I'll get those going. Pretty old real quick, depending on who abuses it. I don't know if we have enough people to abuse things yet, so I think we're at the, these are called the golden years of streaming, Vegetable Beard, because the community is still growing. We're still discovering. It's like when you first start dating someone where nothing can be wrong. So even like the most quirky things all seem awesome. So I will, we'll put the Bean Man and let the Bean Man bean across the screen. Hopefully next stream. I'll do a Google search. I'll figure it out. But I think it's going to take a while before we have anything to remotely that can look at what we'd consider to be annoying. So, like I said, I think we're still in the gravy days where it's going to take a lot more to get to be annoying real fast. I think that's a luxury we don't have yet. Which, let's enjoy the early time of dating here. Let's enjoy the moment. Let's enjoy what we're just discovering. figuring everything out. Everything's funny and everything's great. All the jokes work. That's where we're at right now, kids. So many floating beanmen. Alright, challenge accepted. Alright, well, as I stated, Julie and I will be here on Saturday. I'll be roasting tomorrow, definitely. So if you need a little Thursday pick-me-up, I'll be there for you, roasting down here in my basement. But other than that, it's been good seeing everybody. As always, stay caffeinated, be easy, enjoy Bean Man 1. My heart and soul got poured into that one, so I mean, I took a picture and I figured out how to remove pixels, but I did it. But other than that, it's good seeing you guys all in the show tonight, and I will see you guys on the flip-flop. Bye, everybody. Bye.